everyone, my name is Ritika and today I will be introducing you to a very important topic of mathematics, that is number system. Look, number system is a very vast topic and it includes lots of concepts to remember. So let's move straight to the topic, that is types of numbers, and you need to remember all types of numbers. So there are two types of numbers, real numbers and imaginary numbers. Real numbers are those numbers that can be represented on a number line. This is a typical representation of a number line where some numbers are represented, which are all real. Next are imaginary numbers. Imaginary numbers are those numbers that cannot be represented on a number line. So let's move to types of real numbers. There are two types of real numbers. One are rational numbers and others are irrational numbers. Rational numbers are those group of numbers that can be represented in the form of p by q, where q must not be equal to 0 and p and q must be integers. For example, 5 by 3. Here, 5 is p and 3 is q. So it is a rational number. Another condition for rationality is that if a real number is recurring or has a recurring or non-terminating decimal, but it has a fixed pattern in repetition, is called a rational number. For example, 0.333. Here, after decimal, 3 is the repeating number, and it repeats up to infinite times. So it is a rational number. 0.4242. Here, 42 is repeating up to infinite times. So this is also a rational number. Let's consider irrational number. Irrational numbers are those numbers that do not have a repetition after decimal. For example, 1.41421. They do not have a repetition after decimal, but they never terminate. So this is also an irrational number. This is an irrational number. 1.73205. This is also an irrational number because after decimal, none of the number is repeating, or none of the group of numbers follow a definite pattern of repetition. So it is also an irrational number. Let's move to question. Let us convert 0.333 in the form of p by q, because we have just said that 0.33 is a rational number. So I must represent it in the form of p by q. So let me consider 0.33 as a. Okay. Now consider it as equation number 1. On multiplying both sides by 10, I will get 10a is equal to 3.33 and mark it as equation number 2. If I subtract equation number 1 from equation number 2, I will get 10a minus a is equal to 9a, and 3.33 can be written as 3 plus 0.33 and minus 0.33 as it is. So plus 0.33 and minus 0.33 will be cancelled. And what we are left with, 9a is equal to 3 plus 0. And a is equal to 3 by 9, or a is equal to 1 by 3. This is a typical representation in the form of p by q. So it is also a rational number because 1 by 3 is a rational number. So 0.33 is also a rational number. Now let's move to types of rational numbers. There are two types of rational numbers. One are integers and other are non-integers. Integers are those rational numbers that can be represented without a fractional part. For example, minus 2, 3, 10, these are all integers. Non-integers are those that have a fractional part in them. For example, 7.5, 3 by 2, both are fractions, both are non-integers. Now let us consider some numbers. These numbers are all real numbers. Now let us identify rational numbers. These are all rational numbers. Now let us identify irrational numbers. These are all irrational numbers. Integers. These are all integers. And these are all non-integers. Let's move to types of integers. This is a typical number line where I have represented lots of integers. Now from -1 up to -infinity, these are called negative integers. From +1 to +infinity, these are called positive integers. 0 is called a neutral integer. From 0 to +infinity, all the integers are called as whole numbers. And from 1 to +infinity, all integers are called as natural numbers. Now let's move to even numbers. Even numbers are those numbers that when divided by 2 leaves a remainder of 0. For example, -2, 0, 2. These are all even numbers because if we divide them by 2, we will get a remainder of 0. Let's move to odd numbers. Odd numbers are those which when divided by 2 leaves a remainder other than 0. For example, -3, -1, 1, 3. These are all odd numbers. Let's move to prime numbers. Prime numbers are those numbers that have factors as itself and 1. So there are some factors like 2, 3, 7, 5, 11 and 13. These are all prime numbers. Let's move to composite numbers. Composite numbers are those numbers which have factors smaller than itself and are prime numbers. For example, 4. 4 has 2 factor as 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 gives 4 and 2 is a prime number. So 4 is a composite number. 6. 2 multiplied by 3 gives 6. 2 and 3 both are prime numbers. So 6 is a composite number. Similarly, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 are composite numbers. Look, 1 is neither a prime number nor a composite number. Also, none of the negative integer is a prime number or composite number. Prime number and composite numbers must be positive. So this was the classification that we have just studied about. Thank you.
Guys, I hope आपको हमारा ये वीडियो पसंद आया होगा. अगर पसंद आया हो तो डोंट फॉरगेट टू लाइक द वीडियो, शेयर विथ योर फ्रेंड्स एंड सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल सो दैट आपके लिए हम फ्यूचर में भी ऐसे इनोवेटिव वीडियोस लाते रहे so that you can get help from all these videos. I'll see you soon in next video. Till that time, take care of yourself. Bye bye.